monster match here. It's only a losers round 2, as you mentioned, but it's Mohammad SOUFI, who was a runner-up in the World 9-Ball Championships like a couple of years ago, and SNIEGOCKI, one of the, I would say, top 10 players in Europe for years and years, has won Euro Tour events, European champion. I mean, really experienced player and one of the leading Polish player actually. So yeah, we're gonna have a monster match here.
We are, and both players are very aggressive and have beautiful rhythms. So it could be a blink and miss it affair. I've got to see SNIEGOCKI play a lot and both SOUFI, but never seen them match up together. So this is going to be interesting. In this format, it is race to 4 per set, best of 3 sets. So a little bit of a different format that maybe they've been used to in other tournaments. This is going to be interesting to see how their style matches the format. Looks like SOUFI to break, getting started in the first set. Made the 7 there, Ben. Very sharpish in the center pocket, but doesn't look like he's got much on this one ball, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and definitely, as I already mentioned, this is really a clash between two greats of the game, two great players at the moment. So we expect uh, the level to be really high, even if, as you mentioned, it's not the format they're used to, because obviously SNIEGOCKI is from Poland and he plays most of his tournaments in Europe, like Euro Tours, European Championships. So the races to 4 are something special, but still.
And you mentioned Matthias being in the top 10 of Europe. It's just useful to point out there's such a contingency of Polish players at this event and still in this little monster international men's open. It's been incredible to see the number of players that have come out of that country.
Yeah, it's it's been the case for like years and years, and they actually have such a strong. I think it's the strongest nation in Europe for at the moment in terms of players and but all, number of players, but also level of those players, because those are really world class players. I mean, you could do a Mosconi Cup team only with Polish players, as I already mentioned. It's crazy good. They are crazy good. So yeah.
Well, it looked like there was a push played there, and Matthias has returned, putting the one ball safe, but leaving a relatively easy one cushion escape. So yeah, he's looking for maybe a kick and stick and has called some insurance with the one ball in the right-hand center pocket. But just useful to note, as you can see down in the bottom left for our viewers, both players under a 30-second shot clock. They do have one extension to call per rack. The way these players generally play, I cannot imagine that will become a problem for them, but it is useful to note, especially if we do see a good safety battle. Ooh, he's just come off a bit lucky there, Ben. He could have easily scratched that cue ball into the center pocket. As it has turned
Yeah.
out, it's quite a handy
I,
safety.
yeah, I don't even know if SOUFI has the jump, because maybe it's in the jaws and behind the point of the middle pocket. So maybe he doesn't even have the jump here. So this is tricky. Missed by Snegurki.
Ooh, well, I tell you what, in getting out of that, he nearly actually made the one ball as well. I noticed in the shot previous, the two ball did go travelling a little bit towards the 9. I'm not too sure if that's presenting a problem after this one ball. Played it nicely to look at it into the center pocket here, and one good pot, Ben, and it looks like SNIEGOCKI has put himself in the driver's seat early on in this first rack.
overall, not yet there, but as I mentioned, it's early. It's the first round of the day. Even top players like this,
Well, he has brought it back, perhaps on the wrong side of the four ball. So it does go in the centre, as you can see there. Be interesting. Yeah, was forced to play it delicately, but that's not a problem at all. I will tell you though, these beautiful Predator arc tables have very sharply cut centre pockets. Well, he's going for the centre pocket again to give himself a better angle to come down for this 8 ball. Hat was on a line for the corner pocket, but avoided it
yeah,
and
just because it
looking
was
good.
a little bit too straight on that six, so that he didn't want to force anything. So that's why he elected to play the six on the side.
Well, a couple of intended and unintended safeties sees Mateusz SNIEGOCKI get us off in this first rack, takes the first rack 1-0. This is a race to 4. Winner breaks, which will sometimes, if a player can get the break working, make it look quite well, can make the scorelines look quite dangerous. But
Yeah,
watching a lot of the play yesterday, Ben, I was certainly finding a lot of the players were struggling with the break, and it'll be interesting to see how day 5 kicks off with these men, because I saw them paying close attention to the breaks earlier. If one of these
yeah,
players can get the break working,
yeah. Sometimes there are multiple facts. Even from day to day, it's not going to be the same, and depending also which referee is racking the balls, because obviously they're all human, so they rack the balls differently. And yeah, it depends also on the conditions. But from what I saw, to me, Sanjin Pelivanovic was breaking from the middle, and he was breaking really hard and having good results. Uh, yeah, but most of the pros they break from the side rails in this type of format with a hand rack. It looks to me that what works best for the moment. Yeah, SNIEGOCKI pocketing the one ball on the side that's straight. So this is a good sign. This is obviously the reason why they break from the side rail. So
yeah, the cut break on the one successful in the centre pocket. However, it looks like that 5 ball is full ball blocking him on the 2.
maybe he has an edge. Oh, we just okay.
Well, he's asking a question of SOUFI here. You want to have a jump at this? Because I will.
Yeah, the thing is, you have you have many push outs. You have the push out for safety, you have the push out for a tough cut or for a tough shot, and you have the push out for a jump, which is in this case is if he makes the two, then the cue ball would go around the nine, and there is likely to have a shape on the three. So this is tough, but this is a good push out, I believe. It's kind of
Well, Ben,
50-50.
to add to that, I can tell you from meeting both players, Mateus is a bit taller than SOUFI, and I'm just wondering if that was in the back of the mind and thought if he could push the cue ball just at the end of his range, it might not be in SOUFI's range. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, good point. That could be a point. Yeah, that could be smart, even smarter from SNIEGOCKI. Well, he missed the shot. He missed the jump shot too thin, leaving a tough cut on the two ball for SOUFI, and executed well. Run into the three, and I think he was looking to go for the shot, but the thing is, if you go for this one, then you might run into the 4, and you have to, yeah. That was the problem of the 5, that the 5 ball would come into play, even if you would push the 4 ball towards the bottom right.
Yeah, a little smile from Mohammed there. Has had plenty of places for the cue ball to end up, but of course it ends up with the 5 in the way. I'm not too sure how impactful that 8 will be there for the one rail escape. If he were to look to go on the bottom right long rail. Well, he may have got a result here, Ben. Yeah, SNIEGOCKI's just in a little bit of trouble here. We'll need a one rail escape. I didn't hear what he called. I wondered if he called the 4 down in the top right, just as a bit of a backup.
Yeah, good shot there. Kind of kick containing here. I like that.
I also think he's pushed the 7 into a tricky position against the 9 there, so we might get to see SOUFI look to try and develop that if indeed it doesn't go into the corner pocket. Well, that would indicate it will, Ben. And one thing we'll notice about SOUFI as this match progresses, he doesn't take too long in his decision making.
Yeah, he's really a fast player, and he's always played like that. I mean, I don't know exactly his story, but I know for sure that he lives in Germany for like quite a long time, and so he's well known from the European scene, and he has always played like that. Quick player, quick decision making, kind of
Absolutely.
strange technique with its arm pretty much inside, but very effective.
Yeah, very effective. And as much as he's becoming formidable on the European circuit, I'm sure his name is floating around the international circuit as well. But as we both alluded to at the beginning of this match, both players fully capable of running for fun. And as we saw there, both players have made balls off the break. So we could be in for a roller coaster here. We're only in the first set. It's one rack apiece. Winner breaks. So that will be SOUFI. Making 2 balls off the break here. The 1 and the 9. Maybe even a couple more. It's a powerful break there, Ben. Very useful. He might, though, have to do something here to get shape on the 3. You feel that if he can, it really does open up this rack for him. Yeah.
Very aggressive there. Good shot from Sufi, opened up everything. So a little bit of work to do. The 3 is nudging the 5. Yeah, like that. The other
Yeah, did very well there, and has, as I suggested, would have opened up the rack quite nicely, and we could be in for a treat, not just for this set, but for this match. Both players looking like they're going to take every opportunity they get when it comes their way. This will be our first break and run of the match. And it will bring Mohammed SOUFI from Syria back into the lead, leading 2-1 in this first set. And just to give you a little update as to our other tables, first and foremost, for our viewers, if you want to keep update with the scores and the fixtures as they're coming in thick and fast, please do visit the ProBilliardSeries.com website, where you will get all of the fixtures and table numbers and times for matches coming up throughout the next 4 days. And on our other stream table, with good commentating as well to back it up, we have the home hopeful Juan Carlos Exposito, and he's taking on the young Dutchman Jan van Lierop. That is taking place on our other table, and we have plenty more pool coming up. Not only do we have the Little Monster mixed doubles event continuing, we also have underway, and starting their second day, our Predator WPA Junior World Championships event, and that's got the girls and under 17 and under 19 boys events taking place, and that will be kicking back off on the tables today as well.
Yeah, and what a final we witnessed yesterday night in the women's event. SOUFI against Kelly Fisher, and eventually SOUFI took the win, but it was a thriller. It was a great match, great clash of titans.
Absolutely. I could not close my eyes. I was tired. We'd had a long day yesterday, and it was gripping. The scoreline 2-0 does not really tell the story of that match.
Yeah.
So our first dry break of the game, Mateus has looked to play a delicate shot into the centre pocket, makes the pot. The cue ball has run very close to the blue 2, which he's taking next. However, there is a gap.
Yeah, that was really a kind of two-way shot here, because the cut shot on the one was really thin, was really hard, but still he's made it, and it took the opportunity of run out this rack. So that was a great shot.
Yeah, holding for the 3 very nicely. The 4 will not play across into the opposite centre pocket, so manoeuvring around it. Well, it certainly looks, Ben, to me that if either player gets a look in, they are going to run away with the rack. So this could be down to not just who has the best results from their break, but I think it might just be a little safety tussle or two that may separate these two. This is going to be fast and frantic in my view.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, when you have top players like this, sometimes it only depends on who's going to take a shot on the break, and it's only small details. If the tables are open, for sure, those players have almost 100% run out percentage from an open table. So it's not going to be there that the difference will be made, for sure.
And as we saw in the last rack, Mohammed SOUFI had to play a very early developing shot to get the rack underway. SNIEGOCKI's replied with a very difficult opening 1 ball and has run away with this rack and will keep the score. Oh, wow. Well, Ben, you can blame that one all on me.
Yeah, I think the cue ball skated a lot. Like I don't expect players like this. You see, SOUFI is cleaning a little bit the cloth, but also the referee is going to clean the cue ball. because it skidded. That's why he missed it by really much. I don't expect those type of players to miss that kind of shot by far, that far. I mean, so yeah,
No,
something happened.
he got away with it in the
Yeah,
sense of,
still,
yeah, yeah, that was very unfortunate for Mateus.
yeah, but this is if there is one thing I like about this guy is that he really
Ooh,
doesn't show anything, and the ball skidded, and he just went to his chair, and with no emotions, no nothing. It's just that's just the way it is. He accepts things, and this is why he's so strong, also mentally.
absolutely. And in contrast, well, off the table, Sufi's a very cool, quiet customer by all accounts, but he can get quite expressive on the table. He can
Yeah,
show a little emotion here and there.
I have to say that I'm I'm really surprised because normally the cue ball skids on certain shots, on certain type of speed and the angle, and the shot that Matthews had on the 9 ball is really not the kind of shot that you can see a skid on. So yeah, I'm quite surprised, but this is definitely not happening a lot. But
Well, it was fast and frenetic, but staying really close. And that unfortunate skid from Mateus and the resulting shot he was left in allowed Soufi to get to the hill, but he's scratched on the break here, Ben. And this will be exactly what Mateus was hoping for, a visit
yeah,
back at the table before the end of the set.
yeah, on an open table, because the 1 and 8, and then you have the 2 ball on the side gives you the 3. The 4 ball is hanging, and yeah, the only work you have is the 4 5 6. So yeah, that's an open table, and this type of player is definitely favorite to win, to run out this game. Not saying it's a gimme. It's never a gimme, but still,
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Ben. I think Mateus would be very disappointed if he wasn't able to close out from here with ball in hand. But
yeah, the 5 6 is tricky though, because the 9 ball is a big ball here, because you want to play the 2 rails to reach the 6, but then the 9 ball is on the way, so kind of kind of tricky, that 5 6. See how he's gonna handle this. He's already funny a little bit on the 4. You see he's off angle there, so maybe he elects to draw straight back to play the 5 ball on the short side in the bottom right. I don't know.
God, look how far he's stretching. He looks to have the
Yeah,
full shaft of the cue out in front of him there. He's done well.
yeah. So now he's gonna play the 6 short side to avoid the 9, I believe, with low left, because the 9 ball otherwise would be on the way. He really has to maybe to dig deep into that 4. Oh, he's going high ball, so he's definitely gonna miss the 9. Yeah, he used inside spin to avoid that, but that was tricky. Good shot.
Yeah, he's left with a difficult cue ball, but a nice natural angle.
Yeah. And yeah, you can see all the experience of the player, that it took like 10 seconds more than usual to play this one, because he really wanted to settle. He was queuing above the rail, and it's never easy. So yeah, took his time on that 6 ball and get rewarded. He recognized the moment.
Yeah, you know, I think he played that side of the 9 because the way he gets into the cue ball, there was a threat of scratching in the centre pocket. He's got a bit of a deeper angle than he would have wanted on this 9, but still, you expect him to make it. And that skid has been put out of SNIEGOCKI's head here as he brings the scoreline back to 3-2 and will keep the break. So this first set, by all means, is nowhere near over. And with Mateus having the break, this could go hill-hill. You mentioned our final yesterday, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, we had 2 hill-hill thrillers, both sets there, and, well, like I said, I couldn't even close my eyes. I was glued.
Yeah, it was really a highlight match from two greats of the game, and very different players, different techniques. One, Kelly Fisher, is really a compact player, like with snooker style, obviously, and the other one, SOUFI, has a bigger stroke, smoother rhythm, but both are really world-class player with efficiency, but different styles.
No, absolutely. And it was the final. This is the loser's second round, and it is double elimination. So as we're in the loser's second round, both these players are playing for their tournament life as well. And a dry break. So both players getting reward at the start. But the last 2 breaks have been dry, and SOUFI is not really left with anything on this 1 ball. But there is a nice bit of traffic to try and roll the cue ball up behind. Which he has done, and he used a bit of the 5 ball to slow the cue ball down as well quite nicely. It is a full ball cover, but, well, is there enough room for Mateus to go airborne?
Yeah, the thing is also the 1 ball is in the middle of nowhere, and as I always said, it's really better to have the 1 ball small. It becomes a small target, and it looks like the jump shot is on, but if it wasn't, then we have a big trouble, because the 1 ball is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, very good point, Ben. Well, he got over the 5 ball no problem, made good contact with the 1, and by all accounts has not sold out. Did not get safe though. So SOUFI back to the table. He's just taking a step back and surveying the layout that is in front of him.
Yeah, the shot on the 1 is really tough, and the 2 ball is only available on the side pocket, so he has to find something to, yeah, what could be is to push the 1 ball, to bank the 1 ball into the 7, and try to play some kind of split behind the 9. That could be a waiting shot. Yeah, he's pointing just right there. So yeah, that could be the shot.
I like that, Ben. Good vision.
Yeah, like that. But oh no, we went for it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he really went for it or hit it too thin, but still a good containing though.
And this is what I was really looking forward to seeing, Ben, was a safety tussle between these two, because as you have alluded to, both these players can pot and pot very well. but it's these back and forths that really give you a good insight into how rounded the
Yeah,
game is.
yeah, definitely. And you can see as soon as one of the two played a medium shot, just like SOUFI did on the one, then he got immediately punished by Mateus, glued the cue ball behind the nine and getting ball in hand. Still,
Well,
this is a tactical game, and it looks like it's gonna play the three fouls here. And the thing is, those type of players who really want to put the her opponent his opponent really into a trap, which he did, because the one ball is not available, and it's really tough. And the thing is, SOUFI knows he's gonna be on two foul, so yeah, this is really tricky.
yeah, I've gone quiet here, Ben. I didn't know if there's a way he can play off the 10 or play the 10 to open up the 1, because where that 1 ball is, he's just going to get put back into trouble again, I fear. So
Yeah, I think I would have moved the 8 from here, because it kind of blocked the 2, of course, but also blocked the pass to the 1 in case he's in trouble with the safety from SNIEGOCKI. And oh, what a shot! This is smart.
oh
He's going to
my
try to
lord.
lock the one ball, and this he's not happy with this, but yeah, he left a window, so SOUFI is not going to go on two fouls anymore. And now this is SNIEGOCKI that's in the trap, because the 6 ball is blocking the path on one side, and the 7 ball is blocking the path on the other side. So lucky
Well,
him, the one ball is not frozen on the rail, so he's able to make a legal contact. But he lost his edge, and that's the point. He lost his edge in the rack.
yeah, I think Mateus called a foul on himself there. What a difficult position, and you could see our referee close in on the action. Just looks like SOUFI's put the cue ball to try and return the favour to Mateus there.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, it's open on the other side, so you just have to play the 1 into the 6. The 1 would go away, and he will stay behind the 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice play. This is
Yeah,
what I
but
was waiting for, though, Ben. Really, to
yeah,
see how these guys will bounce off each other. I know they can get out of safeties very well, but watching the way they think about the game and how they approach the different situations, it's really good.
yeah. The thing is, Matthews was supposed to get SOUFI on 3 fouls there when he missed to to glue the 6 and the 1, and he wasn't happy with that. But that's a good shot. But yeah, got a little kind of a bad roll here, because the way he hit the 1 along the long rail, the 1 should have stayed with the 2 and 8, but it went through and it opens up. So SOUFI has the opportunity now, but he's probably going to play safe out of the 2 behind the 8. Yeah, like that.
Really wants to block the 1 cushion. He's stuck his head down there.
Yeah.
I think if Mateus is going to play the 1 rail, he has to load up with a bit of side. Makes this much more difficult.
Yeah. To swerve.
Yeah, always the danger of that, Ben. If you do get a bit too much off that first rail, you come underneath the 2. The scratch is always a possibility, and, well, SOUFI reaping an early reward. I didn't know if you just watched that, Ben. He just lined up, looked like a bank combination on the 10. One thing to point out is that in this little monster Men's International Open series, early 10s are allowed. We did have a bit of...
Yeah. But with ball in hand, I'm surprised he elects to play this one because it's really thin, and obviously he's gonna sell out. I mean, it's a do or die, and all the balls were, in my opinion, like open, and so yeah, he's gonna sell out if he
Yeah.
misses, and it was a tough one. So I'm surprised he took the shot, even if the 4 ball is blocked by the 8. But maybe this is one of the reasons why I'm sitting in the booth and they are playing in the arena, right? So
Well, I'm
it's
just
really
also, as an aside to that, Ben, I'm just thinking if SOUFI looked at the table and went, it looks a really gnarly clear out here. I can understand why he went for it, but more importantly, he didn't really seem to take the amount of time over that shot, bearing in mind the difficulty of it.
yeah, and keep in mind, we have to keep in mind that those two are world-class players. They are even on tough runouts, they are supposed to figure out the solution and to go for it, you know. So that's why I'm surprised. And additionally, the 4 ball did pass the 8, we just witnessed. So yeah, of course, now the 5 to the 6 is really tough, but because SOUFI put the 10 ball right there. So yeah, now he has two options: whether he's going to go for the bank or shave the 6 and go 3 rails behind the 7, which is tough, but containing. Yeah, I like that. I really like that, and he executed perfectly. I mean, great shot from SNIEGOCKI here. Oh, I think he can see the edge of the 6 though.
That will
But
make a big difference.
yeah, but still, it was a good shot from SNIEGOCKI there.
I think that 9 is blocking him, and that will make this escape that bit more trickier, or does
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he is looking to push the 9 ball towards the 6 to block the pocket and also block the safety. Yeah, that's a good shot, I believe.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
seen
good shot.
a couple of good improvised shots from Mateus here. It's not something that you get to see a lot.
Yeah,
Temple certainly helps promote that, but this is a very interesting passage of play in this rack,
yeah.
and it
But he really would have liked to put the 9 ball much more to the cushion, because yeah, now SOUFI has this shot. Ooh.
is the 9 going to drop?
Oh, but yeah, the idea was good from Matthews, but maybe he should have put the 6 and the 9 more on the long rail, but maybe he was afraid to leave the combination also. So yeah, and this was tricky, and SOUFI got away with it, but still, he can still make the 9. This is a possibility. Yeah,
Yeah, he called it as well. So continues, and that's a very nice shot. SOUFI played a nice one, locked it right up against the 10. And after a real good tussle, and well, like I said, some great improvised shots from Mateus, he finds himself in a good position for this 6th rack to take it to the hill decider.
perfect shaping on the 8. He really wanted to be dead straight in. This is really solid from the Polish man. A really nice guy, by the way. Really smooth, always kind.
And that is it. He's done the business, and yeah, a little bit of grins between the two players. I think they both appreciated the nature of that rack.
Yeah.
I mean, it started off with an attempt at the 3 fouls, which didn't go Mateus's way, but persistence paid off.
Yeah, that was, yeah. It's not often that we see so many safety shots and back and forth and mistakes and then kicks, and it's pretty rare. So yeah, I think for me that was for the moment the rack of the tournament.
For me, certainly. For me, certainly. And it could have been over quicker if Mateus was successful with getting the 3 fouls. But the fact that
Yeah,
he's played twice there, playing a foul on purpose to cover balls, it's good for people to see, because it's not something that really comes naturally to
yeah,
players, is to is to play the wrong ball.
exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So SNIEGOCKI to break. We're on the hill in this first rack. 3-3. And he's made balls, Ben.
Oh, wow. Wow. Super break, good cue ball control, power, 3 balls on the break, dead straight, 2 ball to open. Well, guessing he's gonna have trouble though from the 4 to the 5. It's kind of tricky because the 6 ball is there and it's a big ball. I don't know what kind of angle he has on the 2, but to me it looks like he's gonna draw to play the 4 on the side. Yeah, this is really smart. If he can get this angle, I don't know if he has it, but because of the 6, he really had to play the 4 ball on the side, and I don't think he has the right angle to go to the 5. Yeah, this is tough, but I don't know if he can cheat the pocket with high left.
I tell you what, Ben, I think that's a good shout. If he can load it up and sort of fling it off that long rail next to the centre pocket, maybe. It's a tough shot.
Yeah, that's the best he could have done, I believe, but still, tough shot on the 5.
Yeah, this is indeed a tough shot, but what a break to get into this position. As you pointed out, 3 balls off the break, good shape on the next ball. These are very, very good signs for Mateus here.
Yeah, but you see, that was tricky, even with such a good break like this. That was really tricky to go from the 4 to the 5, and of course he recognized that, but couldn't get the right angle on the 4 to go to the 5. Still played a great safe shot.
I think SOUFI can see an edge, Ben.
Yeah, that's why he called the 9, because he's gonna shave the 5 and try to go 2 rails into the 9. I mean, kind of safety. And he called the 9 just in case, of course.
He's begging for that cue ball to take a bounce off the long rail.
And now, if Mateus has a cut, he will definitely go for it, a kind of two-way shot, because the 6 ball is up table, and if he makes it, he gets the reward, and if he misses it, he will want to miss it the thin way, so that the 5 ball will come back to the middle of the short rail. Oh, great! This is greatness. Wow.
And a little nibble on the 9, and the 9 goes down as well. He was listening to you, Ben. That was a great shot.
Top class.
Yeah, you saw Mohamed SOUFI trying to egg that cue ball on off the long rail, wanting to put a full ball foul on Mateus,
because he knew that.
You feel he knew that was what he was going to go for.
Yeah, and he knows the percentages also, and he knew that if he would have let just a small piece of the 5, then he would have been in danger. Well, guys, Mateus, the Polish guy, took the first set, and the player's going to take a short break, and we're going to take a short break also, and we'll be right back for the second set of that Clash of Titans.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of this second set in this monster lineup on day 5 in the Little Monster Men's International Open losers second round. Matchup between Mohamed SOUFI of Syria and Mateusz SNIEGOCKI of Poland. My name's Gethin Davis. I'm joined by Benjamin Ben Hassan for this second set to kick off.
Yeah, and what a first set we had, Gethin. Both players
Absolutely.
showing their skills, yeah. Yeah, world-class play from the two. Very few mistakes. And I can only remember the skid Mateusz had on the 9 ball in the middle of the set. And yeah, a couple of tricky safeties, but still a very high level of play.
Yeah, I completely agree, Ben. And it was a very good safety battle in the sixth set at 6 rack that really allowed Mateusz to just ease away. And with the break, he had a great break in the final rack, and again has had a good break here, making the 1 ball and leaving shape on the 2, and now has, well, a look at the 3. A bit of a tricky position with the 10 there.
Yeah, definitely. He's really in trouble actually because yeah, he can't really get in a good position on the 4 because the 10 ball is so big. He has to try to manufacture something from here, maybe going 3 rails short or try to kill the cue ball. Yeah, that was really tough. I mean, he was really in trouble from there. And
well, he's left an edge for SOUFI, but not much more than that, I think. Oh, well, that would indicate that he can see full ball. Oh, he can. Great camera angle. Thank you, guys.
oh wow, that was a straight-in shot, right?
Yep. Now, where that 8 is positioned, I could, well, and where the cue ball is now, it's going to make this a little tricky for Mohamed.
Yeah, he just has to make the set. All he has to do now is go 100% for the 5 and try to reach the long rail. Maybe hitting the 7 just as he pointed with his cue. But you really want to make the 5. That's absolute priority.
He flirted with the 7 there, but hit it full ball enough that it's left the gap for the 6. It's actually a very, very nice shot he's played there.
Yeah. And now the thing is too thin to go for the low left and to play the 7 ball in the bottom right. So he has to go all the way around. But yeah, that was close. Yeah, the thing is, on this type of shot, you really want to play the 6 ball with control, coming from the line of the bottom right pocket, but it's very tough to control the speed on this type of shot and position.
Indeed. And what we have been left with, though, Ben, is Mateusz not being punished for his mistake and getting off this second set with a win. But I have spoken too soon earlier on in this match, so I've got to be careful, Ben.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've witnessed many matches of both guys the last few years, and the thing is, when you have the pace of play SOUFI has, sometimes there is a price to pay on some shots, and obviously he knows it. But when you're such a champion like he is, he accepts to pay the price. For example, in this rack, he just fired the 3 ball in, and then had a long, tough shot on the 4, which he made it brilliantly. But then, when you play that fast, you can't take all the things into account, and he left himself a really tough shot on the 5, doing so. But you have to accept your style of play and make the most of it. And he's been doing this for years and had a lot of success with it. So
Well, and I can tell you when it works, I've seen him intimidate his opponents with it. And yeah, as you correctly pointed out, you've got to understand your own style and use it to your advantage, which Mohamed SOUFI does. However, Mateusz SNIEGOCKI now breaks, leading by 1-0 and 1-0 in this loser's second round matchup. And the break is still working nicely for him, Ben.
yeah,
I did say at the beginning, we have, over the past 4 days of play, seen a few struggle with the break. But it looks like SNIEGOCKI has found his sweet spot, should we say.
yeah. The thing is, his break is not that powerful, but I found it's really punchy. You know, he really struck the ball not hard, but with a nice punch. And yes, you should see him doing some push-ups. You would understand what I'm talking about. This guy is really hitting the gym a lot, and I've been traveling a little bit, and so witness myself this guy doing some push-ups, and we actually have a small jog together because I'm kind of skinny guy, and he's a kind of tough guy, so he's we had some laugh about that. But yeah, I thought he's punching the ball really great on the break, so maybe that's why he has that result.
Yeah, it's proven very effective. And again, as we were saying, both these top quality players will run out from positions like that. So when one person's break is really working and they can take advantage of it, they can run away in this race to 4 format.
Tough shot though for SNIEGOCKI here. Found himself a little bit in trouble. Touchy shot. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he made sure of the pot and has finished, well, just with a tricky angle. I would say a tricky angle on this 8, only that he's coming down the right side of the 9 naturally.
Yeah, this is where you see all the experience of the guy, because he didn't try to pocket the 9 in the same pocket as the 8. He just kind of a little bit of stun follow here to catch the line of the 9 into the side and recover. So obviously he knows how to handle the conditions, and this is great to watch.
Yeah, fully agree, Ben. A break and run from Mateusz SNIEGOCKI takes a 2-0 lead in the second set, and these could be early alarm bells for Mohamed here, especially with the winner breaks format. Just bring it back to our other TV table. The home hopeful Juan Carlos Exposito has taken the first set against the young Dutchman Jan van Lierop. So they're into their second set, well underway. A lot of matches taking place here in the arena at the Gandia Palace Hotel. And I have to say, Ben, every time we do pan around the arena, it looks absolutely stunning. And I mentioned the Predator Junior World Championships are also underway alongside these events. And it's a great experience for the young players coming into such a venue. It's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Well, see if Mateusz can punch the rack again. And yeah, a little bit off this time. And yeah, with the hand racking, that's the thing. You really want to hit those perfect every time if you want to hope to have a good result. Still a good
Well,
break though.
yeah, very useful break, and more importantly, SOUFI really hasn't got anything to look at and has elected to play a push shot down
Yeah,
onto the short rail.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised Matthews gives it back because obviously you don't have the 1-2 combination, but you also don't have the cut, the overcut to create distance. So I would be surprised he takes this one. Yeah, I think it's the right move because SOUFI is really in a tough spot there because the 3 ball is really a big ball. He has
Well,
to
we'll see what
manufacture
he.
something, and honestly, it's really a tough spot.
You always think that when players make their push shot, they already know in the back of their mind what they want to do next, but clearly Mohammed didn't. Wow. And then he plays the combination as if it was a
Yeah,
dead set.
yeah. You see that's the point. I mean, he just pushed out to a low percentage shot and had success with it. So this is precisely the reason why Matthews didn't take the shot because it was a low percentage, and pro players doesn't don't want to play low percentage shots. But actually, Mohammed did, and he did great. So
Well, what he did do, though, was just not run past the 6 ball, and that could be a costly mistake. You may not have seen
yeah,
or thought it at the time, but it's now made a big difference for what Mateus has in front of him.
yeah. This is the reason why it was a good move to pass the push out. Yeah,
Okay,
I thought he
so
would shave the one. I'm surprised also because on the position that he was in, I thought that he would shave the one to send it a little bit more to the right of the top right of the top rail. I'm sorry, and try to leave the cue ball behind the 4-8. So yeah,
yeah, and I think Mohammed loaded the cue ball up with right hand side there, but it didn't move as much as he anticipated, and is sort of sold out on the 1 ball
yeah,
for Mateus. This is a very big opportunity for Mateus because if he can take this one, he gets to the hill.
yeah. A bit big mistake here from SOUFI leaving the 1 ball towards the side pocket, but good shot there, going 3 rails around the 6.
Yeah, and got around the 6 there as well. Very nice tight
Yeah.
position shots from Mateus there.
Stern over, let the stroke out. It got perfect, I think. Has to be straight on the 8 though, to just draw back a little bit for the 9. I think he's okay. Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
Well, this is looking quite formidable from our pole here.
Yeah. For the moment, he really delivered a masterclass. Letting SOUFI go to the table on the push out, which was a good move, I believe, and playing smart safety. Yeah.
I think there have been a couple of decisions that Mateus has made that have really changed the shape of this. However, it's all very well making the right decisions. You've got to back it up with running the rack, which he's done there,
Yeah.
and takes himself to the hill in this second set, as some people would call it, the double hill. And Well, Ben, there's not really been much to choose between them. I think, as you pointed out, there's been a skid and one missed shot for Mateus, and that's it. That's the level that these guys have been playing at. And
Yeah,
Mateus getting the run here in the second set.
yeah. In the second set, yeah, you had that mistake on the safety shot in the previous rack from SOUFI, and then another one in the first rack. So yeah, it's pretty much everything he missed. Like only two mistakes, but I mean those players are the viewers has to remember that those are really world class player. I mean top players, and so yeah, one or two mistakes. That's what it takes to win or lose in this type of tournaments against this type of opponents. So
Yeah, and I think, as you're alluding to there, Ben, this format of 3 sets and race to fours have really made it interesting, not just for us in the box, but for the players.
yeah,
And Mateus breaking for the match, leading 3 racks to 0 in the second set by 1 set to 0.
again, good break, good control. Cue ball got kicked this time, but really good spread. Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough position here because I don't know if you can see an edge of the two, but even if you can, then the 8 ball is a big ball to avoid playing safe. So
Yeah,
maybe he has to push out.
be interesting to see where he pushes out to. He's coming down towards this corner of the table.
Yeah, because of the position of the 3 ball, where the 3 ball is, even if you leave the 2 ball open like this, Mohammed cannot really cue the ball to draw and play the 3 ball on the top right, unless he delivers an extraordinary stroke. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so we just did it. So that was a crazy shot. This is one of the shots that, yeah, this guy is incredible. He just ran into that shot 100 miles an hour, and I was talking about that earlier on, and that's the only way he could have done this. So he has a trust in his game, and he's going for it. This is so
Yeah,
powerful.
at 3-0 down. Still not pulling the punches. Mohammed SOUFI. And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of this match. This is how he plays.
Yeah,
Well,
actually, that was a great push out from Mateus, because he really left something really hard, asking a question to his opponent, and Mohammed got an answer for him. He literally smashed that 2 ball into the top left, and running the rack 100 miles an hour. So yeah, what else can you do?
well, I know what he needs to do now, Ben. He needs to back that up with a big break here. And while we watch our referee putting the balls together, I just want to put a quick shout out for the matches coming up after these. We're going to move on to the quarterfinals of the mixed doubles, it looks like. And on this table, we will have Ayala and Obaidli taking on Yasmin and Albin Ushan. And over on the other table, we have Fischer and Kazakis taking on Roadrunner Easton and Suto, who we got to see yesterday on one of the TV tables. Played a great match. And lots more action throughout today. This is the first of 5 matches we'll be bringing to you on this table. We do have 2 stream tables, so that's 10 matches in total. And a good break from SOUFI here. Has a look at the 2.
Yeah, opportunity here to tie it up the set from there. The 8 ball is a big problem though. And
Yeah, he went and had, I saw he went over to look at that early on.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go for the 5, the 6 on the side, and maybe try to create the angle on the 7 on the side to reach the. Yeah, he's gonna play the 8, and I don't think the 8 passes the 9 in the bottom left, or it's really close. So maybe we'll have to play a safety shot out of the 8 and stay behind the 9. We're gonna figure out soon.
Yeah, it looks like he will come round the high side. Or is he?
Oh, this is great.
That is a shot. Well, I'm not too sure either of us would have been able to have called that. SOUFI pulling a great shot out of the bag there and making light work of this great break he made. He does make it look easy, Ben.
Oh, yeah, this is crazy. I mean, only players that know how hard this game know how crazy this guy is playing. He really made all the shots look easy, but as long as you pick up a pool cue, you realize that it's not, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Mateus is in a very luxurious position of being on the hill, but he's had to sit there and watch SOUFI clear up 2, well, not straightforward patterns in about half the time it took for us to play 1 rack earlier on in this match. So, well, maybe SOUFI's getting in stroke. Will it be timely? Not too sure. I still think Mateus could have another gear to go to even.
Yeah, we really already have everything in that match. Great safety plays, great battles, and rack running. So yeah, you can't have a better match than this one. We have everything. We already had everything.
Yeah, I fully agree. We have been blessed. This is only the opening match on day 5, and SOUFI has a look at this 3. I'm just wondering if he can screw into the 6 to hold the cue ball here for the 4, because if he can, he has another good look at taking this 6th rack in the second set. Didn't need to.
Yeah, great shot there. Really great shot.
Yeah, comes the right side of the 4 too. Well, the 7 looks far enough away from the 8 to not cause too much of a problem. I can't pick anything else out here, Ben. This is going to be up to Mohammed, I believe.
Maybe he's not there. Yeah, but maybe he's not there on the 6. He played a little bit carelessly the 5, and I think he has the wrong angle on the 6, so he's really in trouble there. Yeah, he wanted to be straight. He wanted to be there straight on the 6. So just a small mistake like this, and then he will have to draw back and take the cut. But this is tough because you have to control the speed of the draw to still have the cut on the 7. So yeah, just a small position mistake like this can prevent him to run the rack. So actually, yeah, he has to draw back slowly to where he pointed his tip. But this is not easy. Yeah, this is a great shot. I mean,
There wasn't
that
anywhere
was
else he
really
could put it,
tough.
Ben.
Yeah. Still have some work to do though, but he got away with the 6 already. And that was really a great shot. Great
Well,
recovery here on the 7.
I did mention SOUFI getting into his stride, and when he does, he's such a good feel player. He can make the game look so simple, and he's
Yeah.
played a good 9 there. Hill, we have got a thriller, not just of a match, but of a second set here. The first one going to the hill as well. Mateus took that one, but if my memory serves me right, he had the break for that final rack in the set. This time,
Yeah.
Mohamed SOUFI gets the break for this final rack in the second set, Ben. I'm not going to ask you to call
Yeah.
it, but I do think SOUFI's in a flow.
Yeah, and as I told you, it all depends. Sometimes when you have two greats that are playing great, sometimes it's really small details that gonna decide of the winner. And here we are. I mean, we are witnessing probably the greatest match of all the events for the moment. Like
Certainly in my
almost,
view.
yeah, almost no mistakes, and great safety
And
battles and great runouts, great shots. So yeah,
here we go. I hope everyone is holding on to their seats. SOUFI to break. Hill. Second set. He does trail by 1-0. So this is to keep his tournament hope alive.
oof, the 7 ball didn't go. And yeah, as I was mentioning, this can be the small details that makes Mateus winning this match, because the 7 ball got the point and stays in front of the side pocket, and if it would have dropped in, then maybe SOUFI would have run this rack also. So yeah, this it is how it is.
Well, I was about to say that the 3 has fallen into a tricky position, Ben, but it looks like the way that Mateus had a good look at it, because the 7's landed over the centre pocket, he could play the combination. Maybe he's also
Yeah, but
thinking of running into it.
yeah, yeah, because he really has the right angle on the 2 ball to do so. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mateus going into it. Yeah. Oof. I don't know if he has it.
I.
For sure he has the left side, but I don't know if he has the right side to pocket it in the side. It looks like, yeah. But
The
then the
referee.
cue ball is going to track towards the bottom right pocket. So he's in a tricky situation here, Gethin.
Yeah, and you were saying it's just going to be very, very small moments. There was a chance in the last rack that SOUFI had run out of position on the wrong side of a ball. These are the moments.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to hit it hard, because if he hit it hard with the high ball, then the curve of the cue ball will track towards the corner pocket. So I think he's going to play safe here. He really doesn't want to leave something to SOUFI. Yeah, this is good.
It is, but there is the threat of a 2 cushion escape.
Yeah, SOUFI is considering the jump shot because of the position of the 7 ball, but still the 5 is blocking a little bit the 7 ball, so I think he's going to kick at it. If the 5 ball were not here, I think he would have taken the jump. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Wow.
I think all he's left with is a 4-10 combo. What
Yeah,
a shot.
yeah. And considering the guy, I think he's going to go for the combo. Yeah. He also wants to play the combo and stop the 4 ball at the position of the 10 and track the cue ball up table. Yeah. Yeah, he played it too fast. Woo! Did he left it dead?
Oh, if he
Did he?
has.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is crazy. Matthews must be happy with this, but I don't know if it's dead. If it's dead on, even if it's not dead on, you can manipulate it a little bit. But it looks, yeah, it looks like it's dead. Oh, what a way to end the match! Crazy.
Well, Ben,
Well,
I have
that
to.
wow, that was a crazy match.
It was indeed. And I tell you what, I wouldn't have expected anyone at home to have picked that as the ending. But after a great comeback from SOUFI in the second set, trailing by 3-0, he brought it back to Hill. However, with the most unlikely of endings, we see Mateusz SNIEGOCKI going through. Well, it looks comfortable at a 2-0 win, but let me reassure you, it was everything